Hey y'all, it's Stacey with SouthernBite.com. We're in the kitchen today making one of my favorite childhood meals. Hold on folks, this one's a little strange. We're making chicken bog. Now the first time I told my wife, I was then dating, that mom was making chicken bog for supper, I got some really crazy looks. Y'all, this is so delicious. It's a fancy version of chicken and rice, but there's so much flavor here. I promise you're going to love it. To give us a head start, I've started with a 4 to 5 pound chicken that we've put in a large stock pot. In here, I also added 2 ribs of celery, a yellow onion that I quartered, and about 3 cloves of garlic, a little bit of salt and pepper. Just barely covered that chicken with water and cooked it super low. When we boil chicken, it often has a tendency to get really tough. So anytime that you're boiling chicken or cooking chicken for a recipe like this, cook it super low. Once that's cooked through, you remove the chicken, allow it to cool, and then shred all that meat up. Now save that broth because we put a lot of work into it, and that's gonna give us tons of flavor in our bog here. Okay, I've got a large Dutch oven here. To this, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. This gives us a head start. I've got 1 pound, usually packages are somewhere between 12 ounces and 16 ounces, so either will work, of sliced smoked sausage, kielbasa, anything like that will work perfectly. We're gonna get a little color and a little flavor on this by browning this right here in our pan with the butter. Now, this is a dish that my mom made all the time when I was a kid. She spent some time in South Carolina when she was younger, and this is a really popular dish in the Low Country area. So people in Alabama always give me a sideways look when I talk about chicken bog, but this is just one of those dishes that just represents ultimate comfort food to me. Once we've got some color here on our sausage and it's nice and browned, we're gonna add our other elements. Now I've already measured that I've got about 8 cups of chicken broth here. We're just gonna pour this right into our pot and bring it to a boil. Now, if by some chance you don't end up with 8 cups of broth, no problem. A boxed or canned broth will work just fine so that we have 8 cups. Now we're going to add, once this is boiling, we're going to add 4 cups of long grain white rice. Next, we've got this shredded chicken that we've already made, nice and tender with tons of flavor because we added those aromatics. This goes right in. We're gonna stir this together, taste it to make sure we've got enough salt and pepper, and that's it. This is gonna cook for about 20 minutes over medium-low heat while that rice cooks. You cook it till it's nice and tender, and this is done. Guys, this is just one of those dishes that, like I said, just represents comfort food to me. It's sticky and delicious, and it's just a big bowl of comfort. You can find this full recipe on my website at SouthernBite.com and hundreds more. Y'all enjoy.
Mary, I have to admit, when I first heard the recipe name, I wasn't so sure about it, but you know, chicken bog turned out to be pretty good.
It's especially good if it's a cold or rainy weekend and you just want some comfort food. It's the perfect way to prepare poultry. And thanks to the Alabama Poultry and Egg Association for sponsoring this recipe. You can find that recipe and hundreds more on Stacey's website, SouthernBite.com. Just click on the Simply Southern TV tab at the top of the page.
And that'll wrap up Simply Southern for today. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll be back with us again next week to learn more about one of our most unusual farm animals, bees.
They're a little harder to corral than cattle, but they're very important to all kinds of farmers.
You're absolutely right.
We'll also find out where you can go in Alabama to find the best chicken tenders. I'm Mary Wilson.
And I'm Kevin Worthington. We'll see you next time.
Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.